If you are new to CPA marketing, the first wall you hit is not making money. It is getting approved in the first place. Beginners apply to a network, get rejected with a one-line email, and have no idea why. Today, I want to walk you through what CPA actually is, which networks are realistic for a beginner to get into, and the honest stuff nobody tells you about approval, payouts, and the mistakes that get new people banned before they earn a cent. I'm not going to promise you any numbers because anyone who does is lying to you. Quick framing first. CPA is a legitimate slice of performance marketing, but it is also a corner where a lot of hype lives. Fake screenshots of huge earnings, gurus selling courses. I am not selling you a dream here. I am explaining how the model works and how to get a foot in the door honestly, because that foundation is the only thing that lasts. What you earn after that depends entirely on the work you put in, and I genuinely cannot and will not predict it for you. Here is the plan. First, what CPA marketing actually is and how it differs from normal affiliate. Then the approval problem and why beginners get rejected. Then the networks that are realistic to start with and what to check on each. Then the mistakes that get new affiliates banned, which matter more than any offer. Beni Emisofo first paye. It stands for cost per action, and the idea is simple. An advertiser pays you when someone you referred completes a specific action. That action might be a sale, but it might also be a free sign-up, a form submission, a lead, an app install, or a trial. That is the difference from classic affiliate marketing where you usually only get paid on an actual sale. With CPA, the action can be much smaller than a purchase, which is why the payouts per action are often smaller too, but they can convert far more easily because you are not asking anyone to spend money. Think about why that matters for a beginner. A classic affiliate deal pays only when the person pulls out a card and actually buys. A CPA offer might just want an email address, a zip code, or a free app install, and a lot more people will do that than will spend money. So you are trading a big payout that rarely fires for a small one that fires often, and the small action is usually the gentler place to learn because you get feedback fast instead of waiting weeks to see whether anything converts. A CPA network is the middle layer that makes this work. It sits between you, the affiliate, and the advertisers running the offers. The network aggregates hundreds of offers, handles the tracking, makes sure actions get counted, and pays you out. You do not deal with each advertiser directly. You deal with the network, which is why which network you join actually matters. It helps to picture the flow. The advertiser hands an offer to the network with a price they will pay per action. The network lists it. You grab a tracking link and you send traffic to it. When someone you send completes the action, the network records the conversion, bills the advertiser, takes its cut, and pays you the rest. The network is the trust layer in the middle. It vouches for your traffic to the advertiser and the payout to you. That is the whole reason the approval gate exists, because the network is staking its own reputation on whoever it lets in. Now the approval problem, the thing that stops most beginners cold. Unlike a simple affiliate program you just sign up for, most CPA networks make you apply and often interview you. They want to know how you intend to drive traffic because the network gets in trouble with its advertisers if it lets bad or fake traffic through. So they screen applicants. And beginners get rejected because they apply with no plan, give vague answers, or set off the network's fraud radar by looking like everyone else who lies on the phone. The interview itself is usually short and the questions are predictable. What traffic source will you use? Which verticals or offer types are you interested in? Have you run CPA before? And if so, where? Sometimes a phone call, sometimes just a form, sometimes a quick chat with an affiliate manager. None of it is a trick. They are sorting real people from bots and fraudsters, and the fastest way to sound like a fraudster is to be vague. If you cannot say where your traffic comes from, the manager assumes the answer is somewhere they do not want it coming from. Here is how to actually pass that interview, honestly. Be specific about how you will promote, even if your plan is small. Say what traffic source you will use, what kind of offers you want, and be a real person with a real, if modest, plan. Do not pretend to be a big media buyer. If you are not experienced affiliate managers, see through it instantly. It is completely fine to say you are starting out as long as you are specific and serious. Honesty plus a concrete plan beats fake bravado every time. A concrete answer sounds like this. I am going to run mobile app install offers. I will drive traffic from my own niche blog and a small paid social budget. And I am starting small while I learn what converts. That is a real plan a manager can say yes to. Compare it to I will get lots of traffic from social media, which tells them nothing and reads like every fake applications they reject all day. You do not need a big plan, you need a true one you can actually describe. So let us talk networks that are realistic for a beginner. At the more reputable, slightly stricter end, there is Max Bounty, one of the best known networks, around for a long time, with a big offer catalog and a solid reputation for paying. They do screen, so go in with a real plan, but getting in is very doable and it is a network worth being on. They are known for paying weekly once you are established, which helps your cash flow as a beginner. Then there is a group of networks that are generally easier to get into and friendly to beginners, especially around content locking and mobile offers. Names like CPA Grip, CPA Lead, and AdWork Media come up constantly for new people because approval is more relaxed and they support the kind of simple offers beginners start with. The offers may be lower tier and the payouts smaller, but they are realistic first rung that lets you actually learn how tracking and conversions work with real money instead of theory. Content locking. Since these networks lean on it, just means you put something people want behind a small gate, a download or an unlock, and they complete a short offer to reach it. It is a low friction action, which is why it is forgiving for a beginner and why these networks approve new people more readily. Just know it is the lower tier. The per action payout is small and you only run it where the offer allows that traffic. Then there are the bigger, more selective networks like ClickDealer and the other established players that tend to want some experience or a real traffic source before they let you in. These are worth aiming for later once you have a track record on an easier network to point to. Trying to start there usually just earns you a rejection, so treat them as a level 2 goal, not a starting point. And a clean record on an easier network is exactly the track record they want to see, so the boring path opens the better doors on its own. A word on verticals, because picking the right one matters as much as picking the network. A vertical is just the category an offer lives in. Common beginner-friendly ones are sweepstakes, the enter-to-win style offers, dating, mobile app installs, and simpler lead generation. Heavier verticals like finance pay more per action but are stricter and harder to convert cold. The rule is boring but it holds. Match the offer to the traffic you can actually get. If your audience is mobile gamers, app install offers fit. If you have a deals or freebies angle, sweepstakes fit. Sending the wrong vertical at the wrong audience is how beginners burn traffic and conclude the whole model is broken. A quick word on tracking because it trips up beginners and is simpler than it sounds. When someone completes an action, the advertiser system has to tell the network it happened, so you get credit. The modern way that works is a postback, sometimes called server-to-server tracking, where one server pings another to say this conversion fired. You do not build it from scratch, the network walks you through it. But understanding that a conversion has to be reported back saves you from panicking when numbers lag. This is also where your affiliate manager earns their keep. A good manager points you at offers converting right now, warns you off ones that are kept or paused, and flags when your tracking is misfiring. A beginner who talks to their manager has an edge over one who hides. So what should you actually check when picking a network beyond just getting approved? First, the minimum payout and how often they pay. Weekly is much kinder to a beginner than net 30, where you wait a month to see anything. Second, the payment methods they support and whether they work for where you live. Third, the offer verticals they carry, because a network is only useful if it has offers that match the traffic you can realistically get. And fourth, the quality of the affiliate manager, because a good one genuinely helps a beginner pick offers that convert, and a network that ignores you is a network that will not help you grow. On those payment terms, net 30 just means they typically pay around 30 days after the period closes. Net 15 is about 15, and weekly is what it sounds like. All of these are normal and none of them are a scam, they are just cash flow. As a beginner with no buffer, getting paid weekly versus waiting a month changes how fast you can reinvest. So it is worth weighing, but never let a better schedule pull you onto a network with no offers that fit your traffic. Now the part that matters more than any network choice, the mistakes that get beginners banned and unpaid. The biggest one is fake or fraudulent traffic. Do not ever fake leads, do not use bots, and do not run incentivized traffic on offers that forbid it, meaning do not bribe people to complete an action that is supposed to be organic. Networks detect this, they reverse your earnings and they ban you, and you will not see a cent. It is the fastest way to destroy your account permanently. And understand they are genuinely good at catching it, this is their whole business. Advertisers watch whether the leads they paid for ever turn into real customers, and when a batch of signups never logs in again and never behaves like a human, it gets flagged. The network traces it back, reverses the earnings, and closes the account. Fake leads do not just cost you that payout, they poison your reputation across an industry where managers talk to each other. The second mistake is mismatching traffic to offers, sending the wrong audience so nothing converts, then blaming the network. The third is ignoring the offers rules, the allowed countries, the allowed traffic types, the landing page requirements, all of which exist and all of which get you reversed if you break them. Every offer comes with these rules written right on it, and they are not suggestions. Break any of them and your conversions get reversed, even if the leads were real, because you ran them outside the terms you agreed to. Read the offer page before you send a single click. The honest path is boring, but it works. Real traffic, the right offer, following the rules, and patience while you learn what converts. So the realistic beginner roadmap is this. Get approved somewhere reasonable by being honest and specific. Start with simple offers you can actually drive real traffic to. Follow every rule so you build a clean record, and treat the first stretch as learning, not earning, because the affiliates who last are the ones who got the fundamentals right before chasing the big payouts. I am deliberately not putting a dollar figure on any of this because that figure depends on you, and anyone who quotes you one is selling something. I keep the network breakdown, the current approval notes, and the beginner-friendly picks updated at blackhatreview.org/category/monetizations. I am not getting a kickback for steering you to a dream. The goal is just to get you onto a legitimate network without wasting weeks on rejections. Next up, I am doing something more hands-on. I bought the cheapest residential proxies I could find on the forums to show you exactly what shows up when the price is too good. If that is useful, subscribe. There is one tested, honest review here every weekday. I will see you in the next one.